welcome to the operation management news. Our group is made up of Angelica, Laura, Valentina, and me, Maria Juliana. Our work was taken from Terrace, a school restaurant, cafeteria. We took information of arrivals and service times during at least 3 days in a period of time of at least 1 hour per day. Now we will continue with Valentina.
Thanks, Juliana. In the school cafeteria, we choose the first kind of service owing to the fact that a blondie is giving the service. So, in this one, we assume the arrivals pattern using puzzle, and the service pattern is exponential. And fifth, first in, first out, because the first person that is served is the first one to be out of the system. It is also important to consider arrivals as the people who will receive the service in a given time, which is why in this context, they are said to be finite, because they are referred to the average number of potential clients for the business per day. We continue with Angelica.
Okay, thanks, Vale. So in this part we have to explain raw. First, lambda. We take the numbers of arrival during 1 hour for 3 days, calculating the average, as you can see in the Excel. This means that the arrival rate is equal to 7 clients per hour. On another hand, to define u, we take into account the average numbers of time in which each person was served, adding the service time of each of the clients and dividing it by the total numbers of arrival. In addition, it was the average for the 3 days studied. Finally, the calculation was for many people are served in 1 hour, so the service rate is equal to 17 customers per hour. In this sense, to be able to find rho, we divide lambda over mu and multiply it by 100. In this order, to identify the percent of occupation of the system. In this case, rho corresponds to 42% approximately, so it can be inferred that various factors such as prices, availability of time, and information allow that the value to be low.
Thanks, Angie. We are back into the studio. Now we continue with the bottleneck that we found in the system. So, we realized that just one blondie was doing all the jobs. So she receives the orders, makes the hot beverages, warm up the food, place the food, and also delivers it. So when there are 3 or more orders, she gets a little bit busy. And we also asked the blondie about something curious that was happening in the service line, and it was like the process of the service. So in some cases, the customers were ordering the food first and then paid for it, but at the same time there was an other customer making first the line and then receiving the food. So we think that this type of situation interrupts the structure of the line service and affects the efficiency of the system. Now we are going back to cafeteria, where Juliana is.
Well, thanks, Laura. And now Angelica and I will do the analysis of the information. What we can see with the results that we got is that the average number waiting in the line, LQ, and the average number in the system is so reduced that normally there is not a big number of people in the line, and that's why the average time waiting is minimum. The process is agile and fast. Consumers are served, pick up their order, and leave the line. As for the service rate, we can see that there are 70 customers per hour. It is not a very busy place, which would explain in turn the agility of the blondies in the process of LQ and LS.
Finally, with the information of the average time waiting in the queue and the average total time in the system, we can that the average time of WQ is 2.43 minutes waiting in the queue, and we think that it's a great and fast service taking into account the process, and also we find the total time of the system that is 5.84 minutes. That means that the process management has been developed in a good way considering the distribution of inputs and services.
Thanks, Angelica. Finally, we can see with the results of WQ and WS that the blondie is very efficient, and the problem here is the amount of consumers that go to a cafe. So we believe that this arrivals pattern is controllable because we can make more publicity about this cafe on Instagram, the website of the university or the app, including the menu or promos. In conclusion, we can improve the system for this type of situation. We need to know in detail the arrivals and the time in line, through a study that provides us with more information regarding the behaviors of the business.